All right, let's dive in. We're about to go on a pretty wild journey, from thinking of ourselves as just me to understanding we're part of a much bigger we. And our guide for this whole thing? A wise and kind of playful narrator named Zoran the Dragon. Yeah, you heard that right. Let's start with his first piece of wisdom.
Wow. Just let that one sink in for a second. This single idea completely reframes our entire existence. It suggests that life isn't this big, serious struggle. It's a game, a cosmic game of hide and seek, where the whole point is just to remember who we really are underneath it all.
For pretty much all of history, we've walked around assuming that our consciousness, our sense of I, is locked up inside our skulls. Well, Zoran calls this the ultimate cosmic sleight of hand. He's saying this deep feeling of being separate from everyone and everything else isn't actually real. It's the grand illusion.
So, if being separate is an illusion, then our entire ego-driven existence is basically built on a fundamental misunderstanding. Zoran has a great name for this. He calls it the Great Cosmic Joke.
This really gets to the heart of it. The common belief is that consciousness is in you, like a little ghost trapped in the machine, a prisoner in a cell. But what if we've had it completely backward this whole time? Ancient wisdom, and now even modern physics, are pointing to the opposite, that you are in consciousness. Think of it like a wave in the ocean. A wave might look like its own separate thing for a moment, but it's never truly disconnected from the ocean. It is the ocean.
Okay, so if we're all just waves in one big cosmic ocean, then what's this nagging feeling of me? Where's that constant inner chatter come from? Well, let's meet the character responsible for all of this, what Zoran calls your inner and very confused dragon.
I just love this way of thinking about the ego. It's not some enemy that you have to destroy. It's just a part of us that's working from a totally flawed premise. It's like a young dragon that sees its own reflection in the water and thinks it's a rival, getting all puffed up and ready to fight. It creates all this conflict and drama where really there's only unity. And that is how we forget our true nature.
And hey, this isn't just some abstract philosophy. It's literally rooted in our brain wiring. Scientists have pinpointed something called the default mode network, or DMN, as the hub for our sense of self. It's the storyteller in our head, creating the narrative of me. The problem is, when it gets hyperactive, it just gets stuck on a loop. That's where all the endless worrying and anxiety comes from, and it just keeps hammering home that feeling of being a separate, isolated self.
So how do we start to actually see this confused inner dragon in action in our own lives? Well, Zoran gives us a really practical exercise. He calls it a dragon trail to help us get started.
This is so incredibly simple, but it is profoundly revealing. Just for one day, try to be a neutral observer of your own mind. Every single time the thought I, me, or my pops up, just notice it. No judgment, no trying to change it, just see it. You will probably be shocked at how constant the chatter of that separate self really is.
So once we've started observing the me, we can actually start to explore the alternative. It's time to step out of that little world and into the state of unity consciousness, what Zoran calls the playground of we.
And this just lays out the shift perfectly. On one side, you've got me consciousness. That's a hyperactive DMN, a feeling of separation, and being stuck in your own personal story. But on the other side, in we consciousness, that DMN actually quiets down. The feeling of separation just dissolves into connection and presence. And your little story? It finds its perfect place within this vast cosmic tapestry.
And again, science can actually measure this stuff. During these experiences of unity, our brain's electrical activity completely changes. We see these high-frequency gamma waves during those peak aha moments. We see alpha-theta waves when we're deep in creativity or empathy, and delta waves are linked to the collective unconscious and healing. The point is, our brains are literally wired for this state of we.
So, the destination is clear, but how in the world do we get there? Zoran gives us a practical roadmap. He reframes the ancient system of the chakras as a guide for this very journey.
He breaks it down into a clear two-step process. Step 1 is mastering what he calls the lower triangle. This is all about our basic needs: survival, ambition, personal power. It's not about destroying the ego, it's about making it healthy and grounded. Only after we've done that can we really move to step 2, the upper diamond. This is what acts as the bridge from personal love, loving our friends and family, to a truly universal cosmic awareness.
And of course, Zoran has another simple exercise to help us actually feel this shift. So what do you say? Let's try our second dragon trial.
This is another super simple but really powerful exercise. All you do is place your hands on your lower belly. As you breathe in, you think to yourself, I am. As you breathe out, you think, we are. It's a way to physically feel that expansion, that shift from the individual self to the collective. You can actually feel the transition we've been talking about.
Okay, let's zoom out for a minute. What does all this personal transformation actually mean for the world? What happens when an entire society starts to operate from this place of unity? Let's explore that vision of a world without walls.
I mean, what would that world even look like? Imagine systems designed not just for a few, but for the good of all. An economy built on ecological abundance, not artificial scarcity. Healthcare that actually looks at the root causes of illness in our consciousness. This isn't just some fantasy. It's the logical outcome when a society finally remembers that it's all interconnected.
Now, if that world feels really, really far away right now, Zoran has a powerful reframe for all the chaos we're seeing. He suggests we aren't falling apart. He says we're in the middle of a difficult birth. All the chaos? It's just the labor pains of a new consciousness trying to emerge. So the chaos is actually a sign of transformation.
And you can see the symptoms of this shift everywhere. On a personal level, maybe you're feeling more sensitive these days, or you just find it harder and harder to tolerate the old broken systems. And on a collective level, we're seeing old institutions start to crumble, while all the shadow stuff we've ignored for decades is coming to the surface. These aren't signs of an end, they're signs of a profound transition.
Which brings us full circle, doesn't it? This beautiful quote just perfectly captures the essence of this whole idea. The journey isn't about becoming something new or different. It's about remembering the absolute vastness that was already inside you the whole time. You're not a separate part of the whole. You contain the whole within you.
And that's really where we'll leave it. According to Zoran the Dragon, this shift in consciousness is inevitable. It's gonna happen. So the only real choice we have is in our attitude. Are we going to fight to hold on to the illusion of the separate self, or are we going to learn the steps to this new cosmic dance of unity? Something to think about.